Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show to talk about the first of the college football playoff semifinal games, and what a game this was in the fourth quarter, man. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I believe we had like 3 or 4 lead changes in that fourth quarter. What a fourth quarter it was. Ole Miss's offense really struggled through the first 3 quarters. I thought they had that big run in the second quarter, and then they made 2 field goals by Canero, I believe. So it was 17-14, 17-13 at halftime. I felt like Miami was really in control the whole first half. It's just they were missing some opportunities. I think in the third quarter they missed a field goal. Ole Miss made one of their 2 field goals there in that third quarter. It just felt like Miami was controlling most of that first half, running the football, picking up just clutch third downs, and they did that in the clutch. They picked up some huge third downs when they needed them. And, remember 2024? I believe it was. I really thought that loss, when they lost to Georgia Tech, when they were ranked number 17, where they had taken a knee in the Mario Cristobal era, they fumble, and then they get the touchdown. I really thought this loss would define his tenure at Miami. 2 years later, they're playing for a national championship. And Carson Beck, I thought, played a really good game. Besides that tipped interception, I thought Carson Beck played a really good game. Made the big throws in the clutch when he needed it. With the clutch touchdown run, I don't know what the hell the Ole Miss defense was doing. They just left the lane wide open for him to run it in for the win. And on that last play, I know people will be debating, pass interference and all that. They're not going to call that in the last play on a Hail Mary. I thought it was, but they're not going to call it in the last play. Ole Miss's defense had a shot multiple times there on that game-winning drive, and they just couldn't come up clutch. And how about Mario Cristobal, man? The U might be back, at least for this year. Miami be playing in the title game. They've stuck with Mario Cristobal, and it's worked, and they'll be playing, and the championship will be played at Hard Rock Stadium, I believe. Pause. They will be playing this game technically at home, so see you in Miami. Man, what? I'm not gonna say they'd get rolled in the national championship, because who knows, dude? I mean, people would probably pick Texas A&M, Ohio State, and now probably Ole Miss to beat them, and they beat all 3. They've had a tough road to get here. Maybe the fans will actually show up to this game. I mean, it's the national championship. I'd hope it'd be full. But for the 3rd straight season, there won't be a national champion from the SEC. I was rooting for Ole Miss, but that bum-ass defense, after that good third quarter, fell apart in the last drive. But congratulations to Miami. The way the Ole Miss played, defense played, and at the end, they didn't deserve to win. But it was a great season for Ole Miss. Their best season in program history. Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss. Losing your head coach right before the playoffs, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. They stuck through, fought together as a team. And the offense did what they could in the fourth quarter. I mean, I thought the first 3 quarters, all they could really do was just kick field goals, because every time they get down there, the Miami defense would bend, but they wouldn't break. But they did break in the fourth quarter. I believe there was a field goal. What did they get in the touchdown? I think they got a passing touchdown from Trinidad Chambliss there in that fourth quarter. They also had a field goal from Lucas Canero. And they got the clutch drive when they needed it. But Miami offense just responded right back, and it's credit to Carson Beck. You thought going to this game, it would just be the same thing, run the football, play defense. But Carson Beck had to make plays tonight in the clutch when he needed it. Like, he had to make clutch plays, and he was able to do it. And I think it's the first time in 20 years. In over 20 years, they're going to the national championship. Even if this was a tough pill to swallow, Ole Miss fans should feel proud of their team's effort these playoffs, given the circumstances. But Carson Beck, love him or hate him, I hate him because he's a selfish teammate. Throw people under the bus third of the season when things were going wrong. But hey, give him his credit. I mean, he led the clutch drive down the field, clutch third downs, just clutch plays when they needed them. I guess they wrote Carson Beck off. He ain't right back, I guess. But come on, that was heavy passing interference in the last play. But I'm not going to complain about that because Ole Miss's defense sold the fucking bag. And it's a Hail Mary. I mean, they never call those anyway. So I'm not going to complain about that. I'm just really going to complain about that Ole Miss defense. I mean, they couldn't cover anything. 15 plays and 75 yards in less than 3 minutes. 15 plays in less than 3 minutes. What an unbelievable drive. But awful defense on that last drive by Ole Miss. Stop doing everything aggressive they done all game. You have the secondary playing 15 yards off the ball, and then you let Carson Beck, who run the ball for a touchdown. It's not like he can't run, but come on, that's how you lose. And Pete Golding, I thought, took 0 risks that entire drive. No blitzes, no pressure. That wasn't even that difficult for Miami anytime they had a regular drop back. Straight A as DC. Rush 3, drop A, every play all the way to the end zone. What an idiot. Ole Miss can't cover the receivers unless there's 8 in coverage. But you can't blitz when your secondary's so garbage they get beat one-on-one. So they were on the field a lot, so I guess they were tired at the end. But I mean, I don't know. I would have at least took a risk. I know they really couldn't cover one-on-one, but come on, at least try a blitz. Just do something. And Miami just carved them up, and Carson Beck just walked it in for the touchdown. After Trinidad Chambliss had a freaking legacy drive, they had a touchdown and 2-pointer. I'm like, oh yeah, good, they get the 2-pointer. Just hold Miami to a field goal. Nope, easy touchdown. And the refs in this game, I think that one of those late hits was the right call, but the targeting, I don't know about the targeting rule. Just get rid of it, honestly. Like, one of them wasn't targeting in the first quarter. The second one was targeting. So, I don't know what targeting is anymore. According to the rule, it's probably the right call, but it's still lame. But just eliminate the rule. Honestly. But man, I bet Notre Dame fans, what happened to they should have been in the playoffs over Miami? Miami's beat now Texas A&M on the road. They beat Ohio State, who many probably predicted to go to the championship, and now they beat Ole Miss. They were favored, I think, in this game, but still, they beat 3 good opponents, really good opponents. I don't know if Notre Dame would have done all this. But Trinidad Chambliss did have a rough game for the most part. Like, he had like 3 or 4 possible interceptions that got dropped, but in the fourth quarter, I mean, he came through when he needed it most. I mean, gave him the lead with that touchdown after Malachi Tony had like a 40-yard screen pass go for a touchdown, or was a 36-yarder for a touchdown. They went down, got a touchdown, and Miami gets the game winner. What a fourth quarter there was! 25 combined points through 4 quarters. Or excuse me, in the fourth quarter, 25 combined points. What a fourth quarter, though. This game. Fun back and forth game. It was alright through the first 3 quarters. It was actually good through the first 3 quarters. Felt like Miami should have been up by more than what they were. But Ole Miss, I mean, kind of the difference in the first half was that one tackle where they couldn't get Malachi Tony down. They got a touchdown that drive. So if you just hold them to 3 there, then it's 14-13 at halftime. But felt Miami should have been up more than they were. Then the third quarter, 17-16. It's 19-17, 24-19, 27-24, and then 31-27 to beat the final score. Or then it was 25-24, get the 2, then Miami wins at 31-27. What a game, back and forth between Trinidad Chambliss and Carson Beck. They ran the ball pretty good as well. Mark Fletcher Jr. had another great game. But Carson Beck actually had to make plays in this, a lot more plays in this game than the Ohio State game, and he delivered. Gotta give him credit. I think he's. I don't like Carson Beck, but I gotta give him player props when they come through in the clutch, and he did. Trinidad Chambliss did too, and it just sucks my Ole Miss's out. If I'm gonna root for somebody else to win, I'm gonna root for Indiana to win it all. I mean, I probably wanted them to win anyways, but now I'm definitely gonna go all in for Indiana. Well, let's go to the stat sheet. This was a super fun game, though, man. I really enjoyed this one. First of the 2 semifinals. Man, got 2 more college football games left. Got Oregon, Indiana, and then the Natty. So, Miami gets the win. They improved to 13-2. They scored 31 points to go to the national championship. Miami had 3 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, then the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. Ole Miss, they dropped to 13-2 to finish their season. They get eliminated in the semifinal here, the Fiesta Bowl. 27 points. They scored 0 in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter, 3 in the third quarter, 11 in the fourth quarter. Carson Beck, 23 of 37, 268, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception by Carson Beck. The 1 interception was just kind of unlucky, got tipped. But Carson Beck played pretty good for the most part, man. The offensive line, Ole Miss's defense was good in the third quarter, but most of the game it wasn't really good. They got a few sacks on Carson Beck and the interception. That was really about it, honestly. Mark Fletcher Jr., 22 runs, 133 yards, 6 a carry. He was great all night, was Mark Fletcher. Charmar Brown, 14 runs, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Carson Beck had a touchdown, 3 total in the game. Keelan Marion, 7 catches, 114 yards, and a touchdown. Malachi Tony, 5 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. He's going to be, man, he's such a good receiver. He's only 18 years old. That guy's going to be phenomenal, man. Phenomenal football player. C.J. Daniels, 4 catches, 26 yards. Lofton, 1 catch, 15 yards. Moore, 1 catch, 11 yards. And Bauman, 2 catches, 11 yards. Defensively, they had 1 sack, 1 TFL. And Carter Davis, 1 of 2 on field goals. They did drop like 3 or 4 interceptions, but their defense was honestly good besides the fourth quarter, honestly. For Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss, 23 of 37, 277, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. To be fair, the 3 or 4 interceptions were dropped. But hey, he still had a clutch fourth quarter drive to take the lead when they needed it. So it just kind of felt like Ole Miss had to settle for way too many field goals, it felt like, at points in this game. Keywan Lacey, 11 runs, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 9.4 carry. He had a 73-yard touchdown run. Then he had to go out of the game for a bit with that hamstring. Receiving, Dazon Stribling, 5 catches, 77 yards. Caden Lee, 5 catches, 67 yards. Nice, 6-7. Daquan Wright, 3 catches, 64 yards on touchdown. Harrison Wallace, 4 catches for 40 yards. Defensively, they had 4 sacks, 5 TFLs. Kepna Gushkin with an interception. Lucas Canero, 4 for 5 on field goals. Let's go over the team stats, and then I'll call it a night on this. I didn't upload many videos because I'm still grieving after my ring mention of the NFL news video earlier. I'm feeling a bit better. Miami had 28 first downs, 11 of 19 on third down. They were hell efficient on third down, 11 of 19. 2 for 2 on third down, 459 yards, 7 yards of pass, 191 rushing yards on 51 attempts. 3.7 to carry, 10 penalties for 74 yards, 1 turnover with 1 interception, but they dominated the time of possession. 41 minutes, just absolute dominant on the time of possession. Ole Miss, 23 first downs, only 2 of 10 on third down, 0 for 0 on fourth down. 398 total yards, 7 yards of pass, 121 rushing yards on 21 attempts, 5.8 to carry. 4 penalties for 32 yards, 34 yards, no turnovers at 18 minutes of time of possession. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say for this video. Super fun back and forth game in this first semifinal. We get the second game tomorrow, Indiana and Oregon. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say for this one. Till next time, Alkalite, peace, and leave a like and subscribe for more on this channel. Have a good night.